the evil Edomites, meaning the evil Westerners, are going to get attacked by a far-off country. Now, I think the farthest off country that could attack would be China.
Or North Korea.
North Korea and China, but they would probably do it together. Listen, a far-off land is going to come and go after the Western allies. Westerners are fighting, and they're going back and forth, and then this far-off country comes, and Edom falls to them. They lose. The Western countries lose this war.
Yeah. It's like they lost in Vietnam.
No, very much not like that. Because it's all their armies, everybody, their whole sovereignty, their sovereignty is going to be gone.
So today,
they will no longer be a superpower. God's going to come and save these China, whoever it is, and wipe out the Christian countries. Why? Because they destroyed the Second Temple. Meaning, while you were all rooting for the West this whole time, you forgot about the fact that they have major debt to pay, and that is they destroyed the base of Mikdash.
And China never touched the base of Mikdash.
Right? They don't even know what it is.
They probably supplied the material to build the third.
And not only because they destroyed base of Mikdash. You ready for this? Think about the Holocaust now and all the pogroms and all the what were those called, crusades, wiping out whole cities of Jews. The Hitzaru, the Yisrael, the Gullus, and they caused pain to the Jewish people in their exile. Meaning they persecuted. Hitzaru persecuted. Meaning they're going to get killed in the end because God is going to go on the side of probably China, wipe out the whole West. Why? Because of the destruction of the Second Temple, which is still a debt they never paid, and because of the persecution. I mean, all that persecution the Jews have gone through is still a bill. It's still a bill that has to get paid by the West. There's a pasuk that says that there's going to be a slaughtering for God. Batsra, Shivaroni. Batsra is a capital of part of Rome, like a big city of Rome. And this is going to be God's avenging. This is going to be God's korban, God's sacrifice or slaughter.
Is Basra a city in Iraq?
Yeah, also. But here it says, Shivaroni. God comes at the aid of China and wipes out all the Western countries. America, everyone's going down. And on that day, not only will God's name be one as it is upstairs, it's going to be one downstairs. And everyone will praise Hashem, Kishi is Galek Vodo al Kol Olam, when God's glory will be seen in the whole world, not just the Jewish people.
YouTube designed the amazing kid. You set this with this video. You saw the clip with the rabbis saying all that stuff about how we deserve to be subjugated, all that hateful, vindictive crap about how we deserve to be subjugated under Chinese rule for not just the destruction of the Second Temple and Jerusalem, but also the Holocaust. Even though we paid the price with our culture almost being destroyed by the Christians, by the bastard offspring of Judaism, their religion, but also the Germans suffering with half of Germany, East Germany, I think, being under the yoke of communist rule. Like half of Germany got put under communist rule. Like, that's apparently not enough by this vindictive, hateful, bigoted rabbi. That it's never enough with people like that. It's never enough with people who constantly seek vindication. They constantly seek vengeance. But you're not allowed to criticize it, especially if but you're not allowed to criticize certain groups of people when they do it because you're white. You're white people, all white people are born racists. You're not allowed to criticize that. And I'm like, why? Why can't I criticize, especially why can't I criticize Jews who do this? Who bear grudges and hate their enemy and want to see me suffer for things that are not even my own sins. Like, why? I'm supposed to forgive, turn the other cheek, and love my enemy when my enemy does not do those things themselves. Like a great mark of a true king is one who does things that he expects of those under him. like a great devotee. Yeah, you can see this great fall. Fall is an amazing time. The year, because it's a year of time of transition into darkness. And then the sun is born again. For he hath risen. It's like, and I'm expected, like that's like a fair king does none of this rules for thee, not for me crap. Like, and these people wanted like a kingdom for a long time. Like, they never had a kingdom. And they, and they blame and for like some of those things, like Babylon subjugating them and Rome subjugating them. And they blame everyone other than themselves. In the case of the Nazis, though, I can kind of see, that's kind of a valid reason to just not like the Nazis. I don't like the Nazis. They're a bunch of a-holes. But when I see Jews in particular saying that I should be subjugated under Chinese rule because apparently many of the things which happened to the West weren't enough atonement for the sins of our fathers, us nearly losing our culture, and half of Germany being under the yoke and iron curtain of communism. But that's not enough. Like, when I see Jews saying things like what they've been, like this rabbi guy, and it makes me not want to have anything to do with their religion. It makes me not want to have anything to do with Christianity even, or Islam, because those two religions spawn from that same yoke, and yet they want to act all more. They're allowed to tell you. To tell me, to say "fuck you" to me, but apparently I'm not allowed to do that to them, and in fact I wouldn't do that to them. Because you know what? That's the problem. That this is a case of Hatfields versus McCoy. This can never end well. I wouldn't want to be a part of their religion. I wouldn't want to have any association with their religion. And in fact, Darth Seema never held vindictiveness towards Prahlad's father, Hiranyakashipu, for what Vishnu in his Varaha avatar did to Hiranyakashipu's brother Hiron Yaksha. It was Prahlad's father that held vindictiveness towards the vengefulness towards Vishnu. Prahlad tried to tell his father that wasn't the way. That was the way towards foolishness. When one embraces vengeance rather than recognizing the truth, one becomes like that, not just that of an animal, of a baser animal, but more so a beast, a crazed beast that needs to be put down before it causes any more damage than it's already causing. Yeah, you can already see the snow on the mountains already. But Prahlad tried to tell his father, don't hate, love, no, like put aside your hatred, put aside your vengeance, put aside your vindictiveness, put aside your grudges, because this will destroy you. This will destroy you in the end, and it did. It was Prahlad's father's. No, it was Prahlad that said that wanted the best for his father. He didn't hate his father. He did the one thing his father could not do. He did the one thing that his father could not do. And he put aside the grudges. And said, glory be to Vishnu. Jai Shri Krishna. The funny part is that Vishnu made devotees out of his enemies. He didn't need to enact violence against them. He didn't need to enact violence against them. It naturally happened. How many people worship Krishna? How many people worship Krishna? And yet the Abrahamic God can't even make devotees out of him, out of his enemies. He's got to enact his vengeance against his enemies because he's a weak God. Or at least a weak interpretation of one. Krishna, in his purest form, managed to do what Yahweh could not do. What Yahweh had to do by force, Krishna did not by force. Because Krishna holds no malice towards the British Empire, towards the British, the Portuguese, and the other people who had subjugated his devotees in particular, but also the Indian people themselves. He holds no malice towards Muslims. And yet, he managed to make devotees out of all those people. He managed to make devotees out of. We're the prodigal son having returned to Godhead. That Jew is the older son saying, why should we be let back in? And Vishnu is the loving father. And he said, no, don't hate people. And he said, don't put aside your hatred, put aside your vindictiveness, put aside all this stuff that makes you a subjugated people. You're not just subjugated under the tyranny of people more powerful than you are is subjugated under this thing that you make more powerful than you, called vindication, called vengeance, called hatred. Put aside your hatred. Put aside your hatred. Put aside your grudges. Put aside your vengeance. Your vindication. Your constant need to be vindicated. For it is not righteous. For it is not righteousness that you're seeking now. It's self-destruction. And how many people do not realize this? How many people do not understand this? They don't understand this. They hate. They love. And I'm not even saying love your enemy. I'm saying put aside your grudge. Put aside your vindictiveness. Put aside your differences. And although a Jew and me may be different in beliefs, and also maybe even the body itself, we're similar. We're similar. Our genetics may be slightly different, but we're similar. You know, we're very similar. So until next time, folks, peace out, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video.